All right, guys, let's go get into this. Another lecture, please. Chapter 5, we're dealing still with protective clothing. We're going to talk about respiratory hazards, IDLH atmospheres, which means immediately dangerous to life and health. And OSHA regulates this by basically saying, considering interior of a burning building to be an IDLH atmosphere. We pretty much understand this, that it's not a good place to be. That's why we have our turnouts. 4 common hazards: oxygen deficiency, elevated temperatures, smoke, and toxic atmosphere, with or without fire. So it doesn't have to be just fire related. To wear that SCBA to protect you, it could be chemicals that are in there as well, outside of fire, just chemical releases. Smoke is obvious. I mean, we all know that that's why we're wearing SCBA, because smoke has cancerous materials in it, and it affects your breathing. Elevated temperatures can hurt you pretty badly. You'll find out here in a little bit. And oxygen deficiency, areas where we are actually lacking in oxygen, will be necessary for us to have some sort of breathing protection. Combustion process consumes oxygen while producing toxic gases. So again, we're looking at a decreased oxygen level. While it's not tremendously decreased for us, it still is a decreased level of oxygen. And it is producing toxic gases, which is important for us to understand and recognize. Deficiency can occur in low-grade locations, chemical storage tanks, etc., where we actually displace oxygen. Chemicals can be heavier than air. They sink to the bottom, which in turn moves oxygen up and out above our heads, and then we got some problems. Oxygen deficient atmospheres, one containing less than 19.5%, is considered oxygen deficient. Some departments require to monitor atmospheres, measure hazards directly. When monitoring is impossible or readings questionable, SCBA should be worn. Reality is, we know when we should be wearing them. Regardless of readings, we wear them. It's for our overall protection. Exposure to heat, air can damage respiratory tracts. Exposure to heated air. Excessive heat can taken quickly into the lungs, can cause serious decrease in blood pressure, failure of circulatory system. So we're getting a sense of, that heated air, bringing it in is not a good thing overall for our overall well-being. Inhaled heated gases can cause pulmonary edema, which is swelling, fluid in the lungs, which can cause death from asphyxiation, which is basically us drowning internally, technically. Tissue damage from inhaled hot air is not immediately reversible. Prompt medical treatment is needed. We need to make sure we get that ASAP. Smoke consists of oxygen, nitrogen, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, carbon particles, other products. With the exception of oxygen, nothing in there is what we really need or want. Okay, particulates enable condensation of gases, production of combustion. So this is allowing it to condense and pull these chemicals together, which make it easier for us to inhale and bring all that stuff in. Some particles in smoke are irritants, and others are lethal. Some just cause us, burning of the throat, coughing, and salivation. And others are actually very toxic to us and can kill us. Inhaled toxic gases may have several harmful effects on human body. Some gases cause impaired lung function. Other gases pass into the bloodstream and impair oxygen carrying capability of your red blood cells. Type, amount of toxic gas released at fire vary according to nature of combustion, rate of heat, temperature of evolved gases, and oxygen concentrations. And this creates that carbon monoxide, what we're looking at, carbon monoxide being a very bad substance for us to have. Everybody here right now has a varying degree of carbon monoxide poisoning. However, when we're talking about getting into these atmospheres with a lot of smoke, we're increasing that carbon monoxide, which bonds to the red blood cell and does not allow your red blood cell to actually grab onto oxygen anymore, which means, again, you suffocate internally. Many industrial processes use extremely dangerous chemicals because presence is likely requires use of SCBA. Hazardous materials are definitely toxic atmospheres we have to worry about. Common calls may also require SCBAs. And so, you think it's just a normal routine kind of thing, but SCBA should be worn in these certain situations. When in doubt, once again, wear your SCBA, put your breathing apparatus on. Physical effects, factors affecting use of respiratory protection, your physical conditioning. agility, and facial features. So your physical conditioning is going to have a lot to do with this. We're talking about a bottle that we're wearing on our back that only has a limited amount of air with it, and it is heavy. So if you're not physically conditioned to do this, it's going to keep you from effectively breathing for the full length of the bottle. You're going to drain that bottle pretty quickly. Your ability to be agile is going to be lost. Your flexibility, your movement, all that kind of stuff is going to be lost because of this. So you have to have good flexibility to begin with. The weight of that bottle and just the sheer size of it in some cases are going to minimize this. Facial features. You have to have these facial features. Sounds kind of odd, but we have to get a good seal around your face. Okay, I would not be able to put this on with glasses because the glasses would break the seal, not allow me to breathe. And the other thing that I would not be able to, other reason I would not be able to wear a SCBA mask right now is because of the beard that I have. This facial hair right here is actually going to break that seal, not allowing you to breathe properly. So these are some of the basic conditions that could limit your use of that SCBA that we need to be aware of. That's really it, guys. All I needed to talk to you guys about. You should have taken notes as it was waiting for you there. And then you will have some questions you have to answer as well today. Appreciate your effort. You guys take it easy. Bye.